Challenge for everybody facing Duke this year. You start to probe, where can we exploit a matchup? Well, when Duke's got the ball, especially with their top six, it creates a lot of conflict. Who do you pull? Who do you short? McAdory fires and scores. And Andrew McAdory with the first tally of the game, his 8th of the season.
We're going to take a look at McGuire here. The great look how easy that was. Just effortless slide from him. And then right there, McAdory, the midi that went to attack, now back at the midfield. He is a matchup issue for any defense and gets Duke on the board with that.
An assist against Penn in Duke's win last year. Eldridge and Naso, the first team All-American, 2 for 2. Here comes Gray, face dodge straight to the cage, it hits the pipe, rebound loose, and it's Lavelle vacuuming off the ground. Lavelle in transition, slips on the turf.
Turf monster.
Smith, one more shot to score. Anthony McMullen, a two-way midi, a freshman, and off the scramble, Penn gets even.
Not the most graceful goal I've ever seen. UPenn pushing in transition, but a nice job from Anthony McMullen, continuing his cut in the odd man opportunity. Left-handed to the top portion of the cage. You just can't defend teams in the college level if you can't guard those second and third midfielders.
McAdory down the alley, scored once against a shorty. Now Zawada's got the short stick. Palazzi tries to stay with him. Zawada feeding inside to Dyson Williams. They call that Green Light Nation. Those two played together at the Hill Academy in Canada, reunited once more in Durham.
And again, that offensive set, McAdory had a lefty shot, passes it up to get it to Zawada, who has the short stick matchup. And when you're a feeder like Zawada, and you're against a short stick, good luck as a defense because you can't get enough athletes.
This kid's pretty good too. Ben Johnston, top 4 recruit coming out of high school from Lake Forest, Illinois. Johnston dodging against the shorty Palazzi. Feeds to Zawada, doorstep dunk.
And Duke offense just clicking on all cylinders. Zawada, the recipient of that backdoor pass, the nice dip and dunk. Getting the third for the Blue Devils. They lead here in Durham, 3-1. Have games that are competitive week in and week out, and that is what he has done for this program. Now one of the elite in all college lacrosse.
Chris Arceri, who got hurt in the season opener against Georgetown, winning the faceoff, creating offense, and Ben Smith cans it. There's that early offense we were talking about before we went to break.
Arceri with University of Pennsylvania's first win at the faceoff X, and then gets it in transition. And the old school sladink from the outside, the three-quarter bounce.
Losing 12-9, and Georgetown had played a couple of games for Penn. That was its season opener. Ivies usually start later than everybody else. O'Neal's got a short stick matchup. There's the slide. O'Neal puts it on cage, and Carroll vetoes it.
First and foremost, it's getting your hips going towards the cage, right? If any momentum is going towards the sideline, you're going to be less accurate and you're going to lose power. The other piece then is getting your hips and your arms to move at the same time, which is very challenging when you're running full speed, right? And to me, that is like, I think it's the hardest skill in lacrosse, is to become an elite shooter of the ball on the run, to become a Paul Rabel, to become a Kyle Dixon. Like, you got to spend hours and hours just on the mechanics to pull that off.
Offsides against Duke. Quick restart for Penn. Going quickly. Danola into the empty net. And we're tied at 3. All 3 Penn goals have come in unsettled situations.
A nice job here on the ride, getting the ball back. The empty net. the easy part of that outcome. When it's
You saw Notre Dame lose to Georgetown. The UNC's lost to Hopkins. Syracuse losses to Maryland and Army. Save on the shot by Sloat. Meanwhile, the Ivy still kind of looking for that marquee win as a conference. Cornell edged on the slide, 29 in white, a reigning first-team All-American. Shane now picked up by Brower. He's not going to win that matchup, and he gets rid of it.
not many people do.
Shipley, spin cycle, shot to score, and Penn has its first lead of the game. The Weddington, North Carolina native, James Shipley.
And we talked about that slide from Brower, right? He's not going to win that match, but guess what? Now Duke is sliding. They're trying to find their second men on the interior, and Shipley gets his hands free, and because Duke had expanded on their previous slides, there's no one now to engage him prior to him getting to position A in the field. Unsettled situations.
Now, when these two teams played a few years ago, if you looked at the stat sheet, Duke dominated. You would have thought lopsided Duke win.
Oh, you'll give that shot up. Again, O'Neal will probably make you pay once or twice because he's that good. But when he's fading away, like, that's all you can ask.
McAdory flips it back to Sloat. Good look, Zawada cash.
Right now, the best offensive player on the field for the Blue Devils is McAdory. He is just creating all kinds of chaos, getting that first step. Penn is sliding, and then Duke is doing a nice job with the one.
A lot of Duke games. Here comes Skane. Fury